There are three main ways that you will encounter Medicare penalties. One of them is a bit of a stretch on the word penalty, but I'm going to run with it. The first two are if you don't pay attention to Medicare timelines. Think of it this way. Once you qualify for Medicare, Medicare wants your premium dollars. They want you paying into the system so that when you have medical bills, you've contributed something to pay for those bills. That's how insurance works, and Medicare is our brand name for government health insurance here in America. If you do not sign up for Medicare when you should, that means that you are not paying your premiums when you should. So if you were to jump on Medicare after you should have, well, you are now a bigger risk to the Medicare system, either because you are older than when you first became Medicare eligible, and we don't become less risky as we age, or you have had something bad happen, which is what caused you to finally decide to go on Medicare, and this means more costly. So to help alleviate that financial stress on the Medicare system, they throw some penalties at you. The Part B penalty applies if you do not sign up for Medicare at 65 and you do not have a qualifying exception like being covered by a group health insurance plan. What this means is that if you turn 65 and you do not have any health insurance, or you are on an individual plan through the marketplace, or you're on a retiree plan, or you're on COBRA, this means that you will have a Part B penalty if you decide not to take Part B at 65, and the penalty will come into play when you eventually do sign up for Part B. That penalty is 10% of the base Part B premium per year you did not enroll when you should have. If you delayed Part B for 2 years when you shouldn't have, the Part B penalty is 20% of the base premium. In 2024, the base is $174.70 times 20% is $34.94. They round it to the nearest 10 cents. Tack it onto your monthly premium of $174.70, and you're paying about $210 per month instead of about $175 per month. Here's how you avoid that penalty. Number one, you can sign up for Medicare at 65 if you have health insurance in one of those 4 ways that I mentioned earlier. Or number two, if you're going to postpone signing up for Medicare, make sure that you are on a group health plan through work or your spouse's work. Either of those means that you can postpone Part B until you lose company insurance coverage. When you do lose the company plan coverage, you have a 63-day window to get Part B with no penalty. Okay, that's the Part B penalty. Now let's talk about the Part D penalty. So many letters with Medicare. Think of Part D as standing for drugs. Part D is prescription drug coverage. Similar to the Part B penalty, the Part D penalty comes when you don't sign up for a Part D plan when you should have. For anyone who is not on what is called a creditable drug plan when they qualify for Medicare, they will get this Part D penalty once they decide to get a Part D plan. Erik, what is a creditable drug plan? A creditable drug plan is one that offers the same level of coverage as someone would experience on a Medicare Part D prescription drug plan. Most company insurance plans have creditable drug coverage. Some don't though, so check with your HR manager. So if you do not have a creditable drug plan and you do qualify for Medicare, the Part D penalty is 1% of the national base Part D premium amount per month you choose not to get a prescription drug plan. In 2024, that base premium amount is $34.70. So if you were to go, let's say, 14 months without drug coverage, and then you want to get drug coverage, you will have a 14% penalty. This comes out to about $4.86. They round that to the nearest 10 cents, so $4.90 per month. Now, this is where things get a little bit weird. That's added onto your premium amount. The base premium in 2024 is that $34.70, but your Part D plan may have its own premium if you get a standalone Part D plan. The average premium, not the national base premium, but the average premium in 2024 for a Part D plan is $55.50. That's an average. Some plans are higher, some plans are lower, but whatever your premium is, add that percentage amount of the penalty to your premium amount every month. And if you go on an Advantage plan that has a Part D plan included at no cost, you will still have that percentage penalty amount that you would need to pay. Okay, the ways to avoid this penalty are, number one, get a Part D plan when you are eligible but you aren't on a creditable drug plan. Or number two, stay on your creditable drug plan until you lose that coverage and then pick up a Part D plan in that 63-day window that you have to prevent the penalty. That's the Part D penalty. Okay, one more to go, but for those first two, if you are planning to live outside the country, but you don't want to pay these premiums for something that you can't use, well, then you could be penalized when you come back to the States unless you're out of the country as a volunteer or as a serviceman or servicewoman. Otherwise, you'll need to either pay for Part B and Part D even though you're not using them, or you would face a potential penalty when you get back to the States and you do want to go on Medicare. Okay, the last penalty is more of a, hey, you make too much money, so we're going to charge you more. It's called the Income Related Monthly Adjustment Amount, or IRMAA. It is an additional amount of money that you get to pay if you have a higher income. You will pay both a higher Part B monthly premium as well as a higher Part D monthly premium. Here's a chart to help us out with that. Let's pretend that my wife and I make $300,000 a year in retirement because, I don't know, we found a gold mine or something. This would be our new Part B premium, and then this would be the amount that we add to our Part D premium, and this is per person, so each of you would pay this. And if you have this surcharge and you have the other two penalties that we talked about, well, you're looking at quite a bit of extra dollars. How do you avoid this IRMAA amount? Well, you can make less money. This gets into financial strategies based on various retirement accounts that you have, which is a topic for another video. Another thing you can do is appeal this, and here's where that comes into play. Medicare does a 2-year look back to determine your income. It is 2024, so they will look at my 2022 tax return to determine the income to use for this chart. Well, for many of you, your highest earning year was 2 years before you retired, but then you retired and your income was cut dramatically. You can appeal your IRMAA amount because of loss of employment and a number of other reasons to get your Part B and your Part D penalties lowered or removed. We actually have a tutorial on how to do that right over here. Oh, and just to clarify, Part B is your hospital coverage, and we talked about how Part D is drug coverage, but it's important to understand that Medicare does not cover everything. In fact, there's quite a bit that it does not cover, which we do cover in this video right here. I will see you over there.